The men are away, but controversy is here to stay. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. The men are away on international duty. Club football for the men isn't happening on the weekend, but controversial things certainly are. You can take the men out of Scottish football, but you cannot take the controversy, because once again, we're dealing with something that didn't happen on the pitch. We're not dealing with a great goal. We're not dealing with a bad tackle. We're dealing with something that happened off the pitch, and Hearts have released a club statement. They are not happy after images were circulating of Tynecastle Park with the home dressing room being defaced. Now, when I first seen this statement, I had to look into it. I checked reports, done a little bit of searching here. I was thinking, right, okay, has it been vandalised? Has the club crests been written on? Have they been removed? What has happened here? What exactly has went on at Tynecastle Park? And what has actually happened after looking into this? So obviously Rangers won the SWPL Cup final. The women won it, so it was in Tynecastle. It was happening at Tynecastle. I believe Rangers had the home dressing room, and I think Partick Thistle had the away dressing room. So Rangers won. They went back into the home dressing room, which would be the Hearts dressing room, and I guess they had the trophy. They wanted to take pictures. They wanted to celebrate. It's a big moment for them, and there was some footage, I think from maybe Sky Sports or whatnot, but they seen footage of the home dressing room with the door open and the Heart crest that is on the floor, that is shown on the bottom of the dressing room. It had been not replaced, well, it had been covered up maybe technically it is replaced. It had been covered with a Rangers badge, a Rangers crest, and the women were standing behind the crest, and they were getting pictures taken of them holding the trophy, them celebrating, while the Rangers badge was on display. So that is what happened. I'm going to read the Hearts Club statement, and then I'm going to give my opinion on what I think. Now, I can see both sides. I can totally see why someone thinks this is wrong and that it's disrespectful to the club, and I can also see why someone would think, grow the fuck up. The team that won want to have their badge on display for photos. I mean, I can definitely see both sides, but let's read the club statement for Hearts, because I thought it was a pretty strong statement, and I'm surprised that they've released a statement over this. I mean, especially the way they've worded it. It sounds like something worse happened, in my opinion, than what actually happened. But here's the club statement, and I'm saying that as a Hearts fan, but here's the club statement from Heart of Midlothian. They said, quote, "Heart of Midlothian Football Club is aware of images circulating of Tynecastle Park home dressing room at today's Sky Sports Cup final. Although the club hands over the running of the stadium on the day to the competition organisers, the SWPL, we were involved with pre-match planning. We would therefore like to assure our supporters that we did not approve any request for dressing room branding in either dressing room for either club involved. It is extremely disappointing to learn that our wishes were disregarded. How this came to be is a matter for the SWPL and Rangers to sort, but needless to say, no explanation will be satisfactory in our eyes or the eyes of our fans. Nevertheless, we will demand answers to ensure that our club crest is never defaced again. It is also regrettable that this action has taken away the focus from what was a successful cup final and another opportunity to grow women's football in Scotland." End of quote. So that is the statement from Hearts, and I mean, they could talk about growing women's football, but I mean, just look at the opening goal there. What was the goalie doing, Tom? I mean, there's no growing that. That's beyond growing. But anyway, let's talk about what's actually happened here. Let's talk about the matter at hand. Some people are saying that this is embarrassing for Hearts and that it's a joke that they've actually released a statement. And I can see why people will think that, because when I read the statement, I thought it was worse than what actually happened. I was expecting there to be damage or vandalism or something like that, or for the club crest to be permanently removed or destroyed. Now, I know they said it was defaced, but at the end of the day, it was temporarily covered with a Rangers crest because the Rangers women were celebrating their cup win. They were taking pictures, and I think it's obvious, it makes sense that they would want to take pictures and they would want to have the Rangers badge there. It wouldn't make any sense if they were taking pictures and the Hearts badge or crest or whatever was, in the background or on the ground for the pictures, So I can see why. Listen, I can totally see why. It makes sense. And at the end of the day, I'm sure that Rangers club crest is no longer there. It's been removed, and the Hearts club crest is sitting there in perfect condition, untouched, and right now everything is good. So I can see why people are saying that Hearts here are taking this too far. But let's face it, if you spun this around, let's say that Celtic were playing and that the cup final was happening in Ibrox and that Celtic were in the home dressing room and they done the exact same thing with the Celtic women celebrating and the Rangers club crest was being covered with a Celtic crest, I imagine Rangers fans would be not very happy about that. That the fact that their home dressing room was covered in green and white in the Celtic colours and the Celtic badge. So, I can see why Hearts have made the statement. I can see why Hearts are upset. They've claimed that there would be no branding in either dressing room for the clubs involved. And if that was agreed upon, then it's not right for Rangers and the SWPL to go against that. If it was agreed that there would be no branding, then there should have been no branding. But maybe that's an issue with cup finals taking place at venues that are not neutral. Maybe it should just be actual neutral venues. So no club venues. It should only be like national stadiums. Therefore, I think if it was Hampden, this wouldn't be an issue. The Rangers women could decorate either dressing room they want with the colours, scarves, shorts, club crests. I'm sure that would all be fine and nobody would be talking about it. But because it is a rival club, then people are going to be upset. People are going to be annoyed. So, look, I can definitely see it from both sides. And like I said, as a Hearts fan, I'm not exactly pleased by it. But at the same time, I don't think it's like one of the biggest things we have to worry about right now. I think there's worse things going on in football, especially even when it comes to, maybe not defacing, but when it comes to like vandalism, we've heard a lot worse, and we've seen a lot worse this season. Even a couple of years ago, when Robbie Nielsen was wanted out, it was actual Hearts fans that were vandalising the stadium. So, don't throw stones in a glass house, I guess that's what they say. Like I said, I can see why people would be annoyed about this, but I don't think it is the be-all and end-all. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. If Hearts said there should be no branding, then there should have been no branding. Maybe we can get an apology, but I don't know if it really needed to go this far. It is what it is, and to be honest, it's the women's football. I would probably be more annoyed if this was men's football, but again, if it was men's football, the final wouldn't be taking place in Tynecastle. It would be taking place at Hampden because we've got a proper game. So, it is what it is, guys. Let me know down below, though, what you think. I can certainly see why both sides. I can see why Hearts fans are annoyed. I can see why the club are annoyed. I can also see why Rangers fans and Rangers might be like, well, hold on, you're taking this a little bit too far, nothing really happened here and you're crying and moaning and releasing, big statements. So, depends what you guys think. Let us know down below. I'm not that bothered over it, but I can see why people would be bothered over it. It is what it is. I would have been more annoyed if the Rangers women were coming in vandalising the dressing room. Had they, written, if they wrote, RFC or something over the Hearts club crest, I would have been mega pissed off, 100%. But at the end of the day, they've placed their own crest over this temporarily. I can see why it would cause upset, but I don't think it's a massive deal. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I will catch you in the next one. Beanfog Football, thanks for watching, and peace.